Karamelle just hit Test Realm this week, and I actually completed it. I completed it the first day. I showed the first hour or so on my YouTube channel. We did a live stream. That was crazy. Thank you to everyone that showed up for that. I think that was the most viewers I've ever had on a live stream. We had like over 2,000 people at one point, and it was a lot of fun. I'm kind of sad that I couldn't stream the whole thing for you guys. We stream and record in the same room, so running 2 streams at once with that setup is really tough. We'd have to be in separate rooms to do it. And that's kind of why I wanted to like transition into her streaming. But I don't know. I know some people were upset about that, but maybe in the future we can work something out. I usually only post the first hour, 45 minutes to an hour of the New World anyway. But yeah, thank you to everyone that showed up for that because that was a lot of fun. And after that, I showed you guys all the spells in those videos. There's a lot of things going on. I mean, Karamelle is a full world, 10 levels. And, you know, I hit level 140. The title is Cosmic for level 140 wizards. I hit over 6,000 health on my storm. For some reason, energy didn't go up. I don't know if that's a bug right now. And my critical, there is crit decay still. You know, I don't really want to touch too much on critical because I think there's going to be some changes to it anyway. But yeah, there is still crit decay. And I actually decided to just go less crit, more damage because crit doesn't matter right now. So currently, if you're critical, it doesn't actually do anything to your spell's damage. It will just show that you critical, but it will not do any kind of multiplier. So it's basically like you didn't crit. The enemies never block because you're not even really critting, and that's it. You don't do any extra damage. So doing a lot of damage is actually tough. That's why I'm going for more damage than critical, because it doesn't matter right now. Maybe once they fix it, I'll switch back. But yeah, critical is broken for now, so I'm going to wait to do a video on that when they fix it, and then I can actually go over all the details, because I can't really test anything with critical when it's not even working. But that was one of the bugs that's still ongoing. Actually, maybe I'll be able to go through Karamelle even faster when it comes to live or when it's updated or whatever, because, yeah, I went through it without criticaling basically the whole time. So we just relied on pure damage in order to kill the enemies. But yeah, they're fixing that. Then we'll be able to test everything. But overall, I really like the environments in Karamelle. I'm in one of my favorite areas right now, which is the Gumdrop Forest. This isn't the final map, by the way. There isn't even a full map of Karamelle yet, so they're working on that. But yeah, this is one of my favorite areas. It's like a park, and there's the pathways through it. The marshmallows are awesome. There's actually like a lake over here that goes to some of the other areas, and it's just overall like a great area. There's a lot of good areas, especially in the beginning, that I really like. Up here we have the honey badgers, which are the the Grizzleheim type of models, but it still looks different. And yeah, overall this area is pretty good. I also like the Von Trapp area, which is the snowy gondola area, like the ski resort. I like that place a lot. And we should actually go over to, let's go to Karamelle City, and I can show you guys the Nanovator, which will teleport you everywhere. And we can, it's actually over here. And we can go ahead and look at some of the areas. At least we'll look at some of my favorite ones. But yeah, Karamelle has a decent amount of zones. I would still say it's on par with Polaris in terms of how long the world is. And especially later on, you get XP like crazy. The beginning's kind of slow, but it picks up. Look, here's Nana right here. It's not the real Nana, but I mean, still. So yeah, this is Sweetsburg. Here's the map for that. Still probably being worked on. But yeah, there's a song that plays in this area, so I don't think I'm going to stay here. But yeah, I like the vibe of Karamelle. At first, I thought it was super weird, but then you kind of get used to it. Okay, this is the underground area. And my first impressions, I was like, this world is super weird. Like, it's just weird with the characters and how everything is, how it's all super happy, Disneyland. But, then you get to like the darker areas, the darker undertones that exist. I didn't actually listen to dialogue throughout my entire, questing experience, which I will wait for live realm, then I'll go through it. But, I mean, you can still understand what's going on with the areas. And let's go to this place. You can kind of get like the, the vibe of what they're going for with each area. And we're still waiting on the final area to be unlocked. They did put up a spoiler wall, and that actually is in Karamelle City. And I'm sure we'll be teleported to whatever the area is once we get there. But yeah, I will be streaming that, by the way, when they come out with the final area, when they lift the spoiler wall. But overall, my impressions of Karamelle are pretty good. Like, this world is definitely better than I thought it would be. Like, I was expecting, like, I was kind of going into this with like low expectations because I didn't know how much they could have worked on during quarantine, during everything. Like, I didn't even know like how long they've been working on this world, but overall it's pretty good. Like, it is well thought out, and from what I'm hearing from people, the story is also good. So I like it. I like the areas. I feel like I like the areas in the beginning more than I like the areas at the end, but maybe that's just, you know, kind of how it's supposed to be, where it kind of deteriorates. Here's the black licorice forest, which they teased, and this is where the chocolate mousse are, somewhere around here. There's also the candy corn farm. So we have this area. Can you actually go up there to the candy corn? I don't think you can. Maybe if I go around. But yeah, there's like this farm. This area is not too big. But yeah, this area is pretty colorful. Even though the candy corn isn't that colorful. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. But there's the map for that one. So there's a lot of good environments, a lot of good zones, and the enemies are pretty easy though. Like, overall, they made it easier than I expected. I kind of thought it would be a tough world, but they decided to go like super easy, and I think the highest health enemy that I saw was like 11,000 or so. There definitely wasn't any enemies that were over 15,000 health. Like, I seriously can't remember any of them being that difficult. Not really too many cheating bosses either. Like, they really kind of toned it down, made things easier. Maybe that's because of the stat changes that are happening soon. But yeah, it felt pretty easy. We didn't get caught up on any bosses hardly. And honestly, there's harder bosses on the side quest than the main quest. And I did all the side quests as well. So I feel like there's harder bosses on the sides. Like, at least for, you know, as far as cheating bosses go, there's harder cheating bosses. But yeah, we went through it pretty quickly. Got through it in like 5 to 6 hours, I would say, without the critical even working. So it's not that long. And I don't know how many quests, but yeah, it's not too bad. So this is actually Gobblerton. This is one of the last areas that we get to. And then we go back to Caramel City after this. They definitely give you a lot more XP at the end to kind of make up for it, I feel like, to get you to level 140. Even though I didn't hit level 140 from the main quest. Though there's still, you know, the spoiler wall, so I guess it makes sense. But yeah, I had to do an extra dungeon to get to 140. Other thing to note is there is a lot of badges in Caramel. There's 58 badges. Compare that with Imperia, and we are, you know, almost doubling that. So there is a ton of badges available. I really like that because I love when they give us badges. I feel like some of these worlds, we get like no badges when we're going through them. I'm like, can they give us some more? You know, I like doing just like regular things and getting a badge because then you can kind of, you know, equip that. Some of them are bugged, but at least they have a bunch available. Look at all these. 1,000 gummy bears, 1,000 gummy worms. You know, so many of these for people that want to farm for badges. You've got a lot. You've got 9 pages to farm for. So that is something that I really appreciated with this world. But yeah, I have the Harsh Fellow badge. And can I get other ones for defeating the marshmallows? I didn't even look at that. Yeah, there's 100 marshmallows and 1,000. They put 1,000 for all of these enemies. People are going to be farming this a lot. Like, you have a lot to farm in Caramel if you want to go for these badges. Okay, I'm back in my favorite area. So those are just my initial thoughts on Caramel. Like, honestly, a lot of good things to say about it because it just exceeded my expectations. Like, I wasn't really sure what to expect. You know, we had the teasers to kind of go off of, but it wasn't really that much at all. And this is gonna... You actually can't go down here. I guess it's too steep. But yeah, this world, it mirrors Polaris in terms of just, like, the zones. And actually, I think it might be more zones than Polaris. But someone will have to add up the quest and see how that compares. But it just kind of reminds me of that in terms of how long it is and everything. But I kind of like worlds that are a little bit shorter like this because I don't know if they're going to release another world like Azteca or Chrysalis because I feel like players complain when there's that much quest to do in a world. So we'll see if this arc they decide to continue having, you know, shorter worlds. But yeah, overall, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this if you've been going through Test Realm. Stay tuned because I'm going to be posting the crafted gear video, going over all that, comparing stats. And then I'm also going to be, whenever they do the crit change, I'll probably do a video on that, kind of looking at it to see how it's working on Test Realm so far, give my thoughts on it, because I don't want to cover that until it actually is updated. Then we'll also have a live stream for the final area. that'll be the finale to Karamelle, and that should be exciting. So whenever that comes out, I'll do a stream of it. Okay, they're definitely gonna add fishing here. Like, look at this. Look at how much space we have to fish. When can we get Karamelle fishing? So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for your support in all my test run videos. If you missed any of them, they're going to be in the test run playlist that I have for fall 2020. Check that out. But thank you guys for the continued support. Leave a like on this video on your way out. Subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future. And I'll see you guys next time.